Yeah. Kitang sarong barko. Oh, 36. Welcome to Akureyri, Iceland.
Just collect the money ourselves and then we'll bring our home.
Hello.
By two. Do every two. So this is for me and I'll just
it now here on the right hand side. And these boarding schools are so well made that there's a company in Iceland called Edda Hotel, or Hotel Edda. And then take all over the schools in the summertime, in the summer holiday time, which is from June to August, for 3 months. There's summer holidays. And this company take over all the schools and open them as hotels. And so for us also, they are the cheap hotels when they go around. And be sure, when I say cheap hotels, in Iceland we have 2 prices. Expensive and very expensive. So these are only expensive, so that's what makes them cheap. But we use them a lot when we travel around the country, and we don't use them holiday houses, but we use this at the hotel in the summertime. That's quite nice. Now comes a lake on our right hand side. They call it the Ljósavatn, or the Iceland Lake. This lake is usually frozen over the winter time. Everybody please keep that in mind here in this parking area. Coming up now on our left hand side, this is where we will be waiting for you. So that's where you have to come to. So don't sit around the black house, don't wait inside, you have to come out.
Uy, ganyan oh.
If we find the parking area. And there's the waterfall on the right hand side, you see it?
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
So that's it, now we go back to Akureyri. Thanks for coming. That's how I get 10 trips per day. So we're just driving now up front there we can stop shortly, let you out. And there you see there's this walking path where all the people up the upper path that's asphalted all the way to the waterfall. So very simple to walk. It's also very good to use for the wheelchair. So it's absolutely
Good of
no stairs, nothing. Goes quite nicely.
Good of course. Waterfall. Kami lipot ano ate? Hello. We're here at Godafoss Waterfalls in Akureyri, Iceland.
They are delicious.
There you go.
Yeah, I said I would freak out if
Hello. What are you doing, Ali? We're here in Godafoss Waterfalls here in Akureyri, Iceland. Akureyri, Iceland. We're here in Godafoss. Oh, video na video.
Okay. Oh, ano yun? Si Kuya, maaga.
Hello.
There you go.
There you go. Hey! Hey! Hey!
Okay, picture to that.
A ver.
They played this old time when Thorgeir came to throw in the Godstad words, to pronounce it here, the waterfall of the gods. And they played the whole thing after with the Vikings, the horses and so on. And it looked very different. There was just a little hotel standing over there. There was no tourist shop. There was no walkways. It was just all earth. And then they played it up here, so it was really. By the way, in the old days, there was a guy also from Germany who rented the hotel for some years. And he was from a town called Hanover in Germany. And it was just him, no wife, just him. And he had two little dachshunds, little dackel hounds. Typical German. As you can imagine, a German, that was him. And these two hounds, you know what their names were? Schiller and Goethe. That's the best thing I've ever seen. Somebody walking with two dogs over the fields and shouting, Schiller, Goethe, come here. We do export a lot. We are world champions in exporting fish and fish products. And we are doing very well with that one. That paid for the country since its discovery, more or less. So the fish is going very, very well. We have one of the largest fishing fleets in the world, strangely enough. Because Iceland has reserved and booked a lot of fishing places around the world. Especially the time after communism broke down. They took over fishing areas from the whole communist countries. So Iceland is very, very big in fishing and fishing products. And now comes something special on the right hand side of the bus. Can you see him? Santa Claus! Hey! There you see him, Santa Claus sitting 31 kilometers. 31 kilometers. That's the last proof you need to know that Santa Claus is Icelandic. There are 4.5 million people in Finland to say otherwise, but what do they know? And it says here 31 kilometers. That's the distance from this figurine to a farm 5 kilometers south of Akureyri. That's called the Santa Claus farm. That's a farmer who stopped farming and he built the whole farm for Santa Claus. Everything Santa Claus does, you can see on this farm. They're selling hot wine, baked apples, and all kinds of presents and spices and things of all Christmas around the world. And the farm himself, he looks like Santa Claus, original really. If you see him, unbelievable. And he put up this figurine some 10-15 years ago. And then he was going to take it off again. And the people said, no, let it stand, we like it. In the winter it looks very normal. When you drive by here in the summertime, it's very funny to see Santa Claus standing up there and saying 31 kilometers grades and all the things you see here, the holes, everything will be filled up with snow. So it looks very much different, like a different country when you drive here in the winter time. And ahead of us again, the first Eyjafjörður, which means the island fjord. Because there's one island in here called Risey. Always the ending EY on the name means island. You know in English, for example, when the Vikings get to the names like Thursday, Alderney, it's always the ending EY means island. You look at America, New Jersey, same thing. They come. We have a lot of tourists from Switzerland. They love to come to Iceland because we have the same prices they have in Switzerland. So for them, it's not expensive to come to Iceland. You see the runway here on our left-hand side. It's pretty long. For a small, very, very small airport.
Like that one, 뭐라고 해야 되나?
So Akureyri was so small that it was the first time declared a town or a city in the 1750s by the Danish king. But then after 50 years they found out there was not more people moving to Iceland. It was still as small as it was in 1750. So they took the town rights away again. And just then another 40 years later they gave it again the town rights, and then it started slowly to grow. But it was always a problem here that no one wants to move to Akureyri, so it was never a big city. But then in the time, like in the 20th century, it started to grow quickly. And then the government put all their dependencies here in Akureyri. So that's the reason why we are today a big city. There's nothing here what you don't get in other places, but it's just a second city of government now. And for that reason, we are now bigger. And we have our very first, really, maybe the hottest spot of the downtown Akureyri, which starts here. And that's on our right hand side, this black timber house you see here, Laxdalshus. This black timber house here was built in 1795. It was built up in Norway and then shipped over to Iceland and built here. So it's the oldest house we have here still standing in Akureyri from 1795. As you know, because there was no wood in Iceland, they had to build their houses abroad. So it was an expensive thing. Here the house, the blue one you see on the right hand side with these colorful glasses in the windows here, the green and red glasses, that was really expensive in the old days. That's how you show the neighbors we have money, we can afford having colored windows here. Today it's not a problem, but in the old days that's how you show people your success. Today you try to hide it, so you don't show it around. There was a doctor's house here on the right hand side, the white one. So a little bit bigger of course, but there was the praxis and everything in. And what you see now on both sides, left and right, you see these metal cladded houses. And this metal cladding, that was the expensive part. These were the expensive houses because it was very expensive to buy these metal parts. They were first produced in Canada and later on in Scotland and Denmark and brought here in the 1920s. They were made to protect the wooden house against fire. For that reason we have these metal platings up here. So in the old days, all the houses you saw with metal were the expensive ones. And all the pure timber houses were the not so expensive ones because they couldn't afford the metal plating. Today it looks the other way around really. But that's how it was when they were built. The street we are driving on, that's called Aðalstræti, which means as much as main road. So that's actually the main road of Akureyri we are driving on now. One of the smallest roads. And the man who wrote them is here from Akureyri. And that's the house for George. Should remember it. The account number is now. There comes the Museum of Akureyri on the right hand side up there. And here again the metal plated house. Very small one here, you see, that was also normal size. The building next to it was built much later. And then I think also, for me at least, very special here in front, you see this greyish house, very small, and right next to it the black house, very small. There were two different houses built in different times, and one man bought both and built them together to have more space, because they were both so little houses. Now he got a big little house, or a little big house, whatever you call it. And that's basically the old part of Akureyri. I told you it's so big. This is the home of the 28,000. Of course, the hotel, and then here on the left-hand side, that's the shopping street. On the left-hand side, we'll see the people walking here. That's it's small, but that's a shopping street. There you have all the cafe, tourist shops, and so on. That's just all in here.
Bapak nagkabak ka naman jacket.
Pizza. Pizza, an old Icelandic invention. An old Icelandic invention which the Italians stole from us.
Diyan lang to nag-idong-idong naman.
Iyo.
So we better stop ahead now, schon fahren in den Bauten. So if anybody wants to